Hi everybody, Catfish Jones here. Time once again for a little bit of car talk with your host, me, Catfish. It's good to see you guys. Been about a week or so since we last got to join one another in the car for the ride home. Not the hottest day so far. It got to 80 plus, maybe 82, 83, but not much more than that. Some spotty clouds, but no real rain. All in all, generally glorious weather, one could say. You know what? I just did. Of course, this time of year in Kansas, it's always storm season. Gets a little hot. Gets some of that moisture in the air. That builds a lot of storms. They come blasting from west to east. Sometimes they cross our path. So we just duck and dodge. I'm sure your neck of the woods has a little bit of weather as well, sometimes severe in different ways. We all just do our best living life, trying to get through it, hoping that it doesn't take our good stuff away. I certainly have the AC on full blast, which does make the drive home a little easier. Also noticed in the news, at least local news recently, accidents involving people using their cell phone while driving. So while I do make these videos to share with you guys, I try to make sure that I'm driving first and then figuring out where I'm going and then communicating to y'all. What I like to say, aviate, navigate, communicate. And I can't stress it enough because the number one priority of piloting an automobile is the piloting, is the driving successfully. Had a weekend very full of graduation stuff. One of my nieces graduated. That was fun. It means I had family all around and a couple of events to go to. Very fun to see the whole town kind of come out. And it's always somewhat fun in a small town because we only have the 2 high schools here in town. And both are, I don't know, the small towns around here think they're pretty large, but the larger cities in Kansas know that they're pretty small. Kind of right in the middle. For me, it was nice. When I was in high school, it was nice because it was large enough that I could get lost in the shuffle. Nobody really paid me too much mind. But also small enough that I could stand out when needs be. Very handy. But I was never overactive in the high school social aspect. And now we climb up onto the highway, get the motor going, run, 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 see how that goes. Last week, I ended up doing my live stream on Wednesday. Didn't really do the same thing I like to normally do, which is host very attentively a live stream. Instead, I was at the Gargoyle Room, which is at the local Masonic temple, kind of open to the public. Some of my friends are running a little lounge there, and so we were just there jamming, But I do, if I'm gonna jam on a live stream, I'd prefer to kind of be a little more actively involved with the stream, not just point a camera at the action and check back on it in an hour or two. So we'll see how that goes this week. I might do more of an actual show there at the Gargoyle Room, and then maybe after the fact jam with them on the Salina Innovation Foundation YouTube. We'll see. It was a fun, different thing to do, and I certainly haven't been vigilant with my live streaming. It certainly isn't something that comes naturally. But I do see it as a valued part of the Catfish brand, doing a little bit of live, a little bit of interaction with some folks, and maybe keeping it a little more regular, a little more predictable, with a little bit of je ne sais quoi mixed in, just so you never know what I'm going to say next. Just keep a little I don't know whating. Yes indeed. So, where does that leave us? I chatted a little bit about wonderful weekend with family. And it is graduation season, so I hope you guys get to spend some time with your family this graduation season. Whether you have somebody graduating or not, whether you are supporting a graduate or not, it is a perfect time of year to just reunite with the family. Like I say, I have family all over the place, and we were able to have everybody here in town. Fuel light came on. Everybody came to this town, which means I got to host a little bit, but I also didn't have to travel too far to get to enjoy all that good stuff. We now come off the highway, dodging a couple alligators in the road, which is what you call pieces of tire left when the semi has a blowout. Little bits of alligator in the road, which I imagine is because the ripped off pieces of tire kind of resemble the back of an alligator. But in Kansas, you really don't get very many alligators. It's a little dry in general for them to be happy. Here I am in my neighborhood, cruising through, getting to my house. Should probably do a little bit of lawn mowing tonight, but I don't know. I have some other stuff in store that I'd like to do instead. And maybe I'll just let the lawn go. Wouldn't that be the most fun? I suppose I can only let it go so long before we've had enough and just have to do it. So that night may be tonight. Anyway, look for me in the morning for a CFJ vlog, hopefully from the stoop, if weather turns out well, and if not, from the Mad Science Lab, where I did a very recent Rant Jams live song, or from the parlor, where I like to show off paintings, or who knows what. Maybe I'll get out and about and do something a little different. We'll see. Anyway, look for me later on your YouTube dial, and I appreciate every one of you joining me on this specific Car Talk with Catfish, but also on the whole overall Catfish Jones journey. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon, and until next time, be well to each other. Maybe you could help me think of an ending. For now, I'm just gonna stick with cheers. Cheers.